I just decluttered my entire fabric stash, and now I'm planning the perfect replacement collection. After years of helping people design their dream clothes and build their dream wardrobe, I am about to take my own advice. So join me on the journey, because this is Dream Wardrobe Diaries, and if you have ever felt overwhelmed with your fabric stash, today we're going to be tackling it together. So in this video, I promise to share my mood board, my color palette, and my curation process. Let's jump into it. Now, I've already done a wardrobe audit and lifestyle review in previous videos, so go and check them out. But the goal in this video is to align my fabric stash with my insights so that it's inspiring and not intimidating. So here's my current fabric stash. And yes, I'm very proud that I have squeezed it all onto 2 shelves. This is after a full-blown clear out, and I shared my destash sales page with you guys. But the problem still remains. I completely appreciate that I am a professional, and so I've inherited some really nice quality leathers. There are elements and colours in here that I would sew with, but ultimately, even you can tell now with my face right next to it, these colours are way too dark for me. And after reviewing my lifestyle, horses, farmyard, outdoor little country bumpkin, I am not your sandblasted silk elegant queen that I like to think I am. And so it really needs a revamp for this to personally align to my realistic lifestyle needs. Therefore, I need colours that I want to reach for. I need fibres that I want to reach for, because I am not surprised that this current state of affairs is causing creativity block. I do not feel inspired to reach for this fabric stash. So that's a quick overview of the problem. Let's work on the solution. Before we dive in, let me quickly explain what a mood board is. Think of it as your creative compass, a visual collection that captures the essence, colours, and textures that inspire your dream wardrobe. It's where practicality meets personality. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to achieve anyway. I'm starting by sorting through offcuts from previous projects, and you'll notice I'm predominantly pulling out colours that actually suit me. I'm using pinking shears to cut rectangles and squares of various sizes. This prevents the fraying and gives me clean samples to work with. Now, I want a good range of textile variations here: lace, silk, leather, cottons. But here's the thing. My previous wardrobe audit revealed that jerseys and activewear fabrics, shock horror, are what I reach for most, and they're completely missing from my existing stash. Shiny object syndrome. I've been guilty of it. So whilst this mood board will be my springboard for inspiration, I'll ultimately apply these colour and print influences to more suitable textiles when I actually go shopping. Next, I'm researching images to add into the mix. You can absolutely just do a fabric mood board, but I think this gives you a well-rounded picture of your lifestyle and what you need out of your me-made projects. So this includes garment inspiration like ride-in tights from 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗍 that I've had my eye on. 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗍 or 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗍? Who knows? I'm inspired to create my own version, complete with technical application for silicone grip on the seat. I'm also including lifestyle visuals such as riding my horse on the mountain, yoga and exercise, being mindful to select photos that stay within my complementary colour palette so that my mood board is cohesive. And here's a fun moment. I found this image of martini glasses. As someone with an inverted triangle body shape, I recently heard it described as a martini glass, which felt way more chic than the traditional term. But that wasn't all. I found this perfect image of martini glasses with wavy stems, and it epitomized my scoliosis. It really made me smile and felt like such a fun way of embracing my unique figure. These are all things that we deep dive into inside the DPL Atelier, such as seasonal colour analysis and understanding your proportions. So whilst my wardrobe needs to be practical and comfortable first and foremost, I definitely want to inject personality and joy. Finally, I'm printing out my images ready to incorporate into a physical mood board. I should mention that I initially created a digital version on Canva. You can do the same on Photoshop or whatever works for you. It was really quick and it allowed me to test initial ideas without investing too much time. There are multiple ways to create mood boards to suit your unique creative process. I personally chose physical on this occasion to celebrate the tangibility of fabric, and I find the process more therapeutic. And so working through what I already have, which is usually the most sustainable route to take, we've got this cheap polyester silk. I've got to be honest, I bought this for toiling a friend's bridal gown. But in terms of colour, I find it really beneficial to drape over my own skin what suits me, what suits my complexion. The deeper tones, the high chroma tones, something that's too bold, too high a contrast, it just doesn't work for me. And so it's really interesting actually pulling out of my fabric scraps and my fabric stash what I've actually got going on here. And simply by arranging your textiles, you can start to come up quite quickly with a mood board. And so again, this textile over my skin is much more complementary than the orange alternative, which is way too deep and too rich for my skin tone, that was in my stash. And so it's been a really interesting exercise, simply going through what I already own and seeing what kind of muted tones suit me more. So by simply doing this exercise and arranging my textiles, I've already got quite a cool idea of my colour palette, of what complements me. I have a nice mix of textiles in here, and there is nothing wrong with having this in my mood board for inspiration, and then going shopping potentially with these colours or these swatches and actually purchasing things that are jerseys, that are activewear fabrics, that do align more to my wardrobe audit and my research. I'm going to bring in my inspiration images, and you can go through magazines, you can photocopy pages of books, and you can cut out your images and start to arrange everything together. So now I've reached a preliminary stage of my mood board. I have a handful of inspiration images. I've rummaged through my stash and scrap fabrics. Once I got to this point, I got really excited because the fun stuff can happen. I want to assess where I'm at and walk through my categories. So you have core basics, you've got seasonal fabrics, you've got statement or luxury pieces. Because even though I am absolutely going to spend 90% of my time in a stable, it is nice to actually have those going out pieces, such as this kind of sandblasted silk, which would make such a beautiful going out draped top. Because when I've gone to gigs in recent weeks, I've genuinely felt like I've had nothing to wear. So there is a time and a place for my statement pieces. So think silk, think brocade. Seasonal fabrics obviously are the cozy flannels or the 𝗲𝗍𝗱𝗆 for the summertime. Here in Wales, I do think I need to be weatherproof. It's a very rainy country. And then of course, core basics, which I think is where I need to invest the majority of my time and attention, is going to be my cotton jerseys and my mid-weight linens and the things that I can wear and layer day to day. So guys, with all that being said, I did something exciting. I started buying samples online. Now this was my first time shopping with Minerva, so I'm going to continue this process across various other online shops, and in the next video in this series I'm actually going to be going to a few of my favourite shops in person, so I will take you along on the journey. But after doing my research, after wanting to make a pair of riding breeches in this really beautiful mocha colour, because I'm so fed up of my riding gear being black. Black is not my colour. I actually went and had a little look for suitable fabrics. And so I've got this really beautiful activewear fabric. The colour's really nice. It's so much softer for my skin tone. And I think I will actually be placing an order of this. The nice thing about doing a sample, number one, this is a really nice length, so I did pay for it. Number two, the purpose of my breeches, these are actually a technical garment that I'm going to make because we have a full seat grip here. So I'm going to have to sample on this and figure out how to get that technicality of silicone to stick to the fabric so that when I'm in the saddle, and if I'm riding, one of our horses is called Zen, who is not so zen, and he is having a bronking session with me, I'm going to stay put. So I really like this. I'm going to be adding this to my mood board. So next up is this. Now, I'm not actually sure what this is. It's obviously a twill of some type, but that is wild that they don't tell you on these tags. Minerva, what are you doing? I'll have to refer back to my order because I bought these a while ago knowing that I wanted to do this video. But what was I doing? It's another stripe. I honestly very seldom wear stripes. I think in my mind, I remember wanting to create a really oversized, wide-legged trouser in a really subtle statement, if that makes sense. With my inverted triangle or martini glass shape, a nice wide leg or a statement bold print or something on my lower half really balances out my proportions. So I do remember the method behind my madness when I added this to my sample cart, but I don't think I'll be placing an order. Unlike my riding tights fabric here, I know I'll wear these on a weekly basis if I make them. Plus I think I'm going to have fun with a technical project that challenges me, whereas this is just one of those shiny object syndrome fabrics. I was actually surprised at how much duller these appeared once they delivered. I really thought I was going to get the slightly lighter tone, but that's okay. This is why getting samples, especially when you're online fabric shopping, is really important. LCD screens reflect colours so differently. This to me is much more of a pastel lilac, whereas this is a deeper mauve. It's definitely more muted. And I'm sure it does complement me, but I just think I want something a little lighter, a little brighter for my wardrobe. The dull, darker colours just aren't it for me. So again, I don't think I'll be putting this in my mood board, but it was really good to have that and be able to review it. And then finally, I remember ordering this for a going out top. I've really been loving these one shoulder. It's something asymmetric and quite nice, but this is actually quite translucent. This is quite light in weight. So again, and because it's white, I'm better with kind of a cream or an off-white. That might be too high a contrast for my skin tone. So again, really useful. 25% success rate. Ain't bad, but this is where it gets fun, because once you have a rough idea of things going on, it really can help you make these decisions. Like, if I wasn't going through this being like, I don't want a stripe, none of my inspiration images really have a stripe in for what I like. It can help you become more ruthless and more intentional and make informed decisions when replenishing your fabric stash. Oh God, here we go. Ooh. Oh my God, I nearly fell off the back. This is going to be fun. Let's move you back so you can see the knife. Now, I was going to do my mood board behind my desk on my cork board, but this is outdated. My calendar is set to January, so let's just, take that off, because clearly I don't use it. We're 7 months into the year, my girl. And I think I want this where I can see it, because it really is going to inspire me. I'm going to always work on my client projects, because my client projects have accountability. If they pay my bills, they have deadlines. So for me to really start taking me and myself and my wardrobe seriously, I need it front and center. So let's jump into it. I'm going to start arranging my mood board. And the beautiful thing about doing a physical mood board is you can also include 3-dimensional things. And so things that represent the fact that I go outside, and trims, hardware, things that you can incorporate as design details into your projects too. So let's get going. Now for the fun part, arranging my mood board. Let me share some tips to help you create your own. First things first, enjoy the process, my friend. Put some music on, grab a cuppa, give yourself permission to play. Never attempt this when you're feeling stressed or rushed. Creativity needs space to breathe. You've got options here, digital or physical. For digital, I've touched upon this, but Canva is brilliant for quick testing, or you could create a phone wallpaper for daily inspiration that you see every time you unlock that mobile device. For physical mood boards, choose your size based on your space. An A3 loose leaf page works perfectly, or go bigger like I have with this whiteboard and magnet setup, or go smaller, A5. Maybe you want to carry that around with you. Don't shy away from incorporating keywords or inspirational quotes alongside your visuals. Think outside of the box here. You're not just collecting pretty pictures, you're capturing feelings, emotions, lifestyles, aspirational senses. The more you deviate from copying existing garments, the more you'll add truly original concepts to your wardrobe. We actually deep dive into this approach inside the 3-day design challenge. But if you're doing a physical mood board like the one I'm doing here, arrange everything temporarily before committing with glue.
Trust me on this one, you might not be sticking it to a whiteboard, but if you're working on paper, then before you whip out the Pritt stick, move things around, see what speaks to you, let it evolve naturally. And here's the most important tip: bloody use it. Don't let your beautiful mood board disappear into a drawer. Put it somewhere visible, your sewing space, your bedroom wall, wherever you see it daily. My friend has a vision board on her bedside table so that it is the first thing she sees when she wakes up. This isn't just a creative exercise, it's your visual reminder of where you're heading with your dream wardrobe.
I have found this process so therapeutic, and I didn't need to spend a lot of money. I didn't have to go and get all shiny object syndrome and magpie-eyed in the fabric stores. We all know that accumulating a vast wealth of fabrics is so easy to do, but this has really streamlined my process. And now when I do replenish my stash, I'm going to do so with the following criteria, thanks to this clarity that the mood board has given me, which is, does it match my color palette? Do I have a project in mind? And is the fabric a quality that is going to last? Will this suit my lifestyle? I really think these parameters are going to allow me to shop with informed decisions from a position of sustainability, and hopefully start consciously adding to my fabric stash in a way that finally gets used towards building my dream wardrobe. So it feels good. I've made space physically, and I've definitely made space mentally. I would also love to know what your fabric kryptonite is. What is it that you just can't seem to give up? Yeah, let's do this together. Hold my hand. I've got you. Stay safe, keep creative. I will catch you on the flip side.